Hello, my name is Possum McAwesome and welcome to today's video where we are playing with the women. That sounded dirty. It wasn't meant to be. I'm literally playing as women here in FIFA 16. It's a new feature and I am super excited about it. My friend Dan has gotten me really into women's soccer, and for good reason, because they kick ass, and it's no different in this game. There are some stats and everything you can check out if you so choose, and I'm going to do something a little bit different this video. I'm not going to do a play-by-play. I'm not going to edit it or anything. I'm just going to talk over, share my thoughts about football, about women's soccer, about life, about everything with you guys as it plays. Sort of inspired by the one and only Vicstar123, his old COD gameplays, where he would just, you know, do a COD game and just talk over it. So, as the game starts off, I hope you all enjoy it. Yeah, women are a new feature in this FIFA 16 game, and it's probably the one I'm most excited about, because EA always says shit like, oh, this game is going to be so much more different, it's going to be so much, you know, more realistic, it's going to have so many new features, blah 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 blah, when in reality nothing freaking changes. I've played my fair share of FIFAs to know that that's the truth, and I just can't be asked to think about how different, you know, FIFA Ultimate Team is going to be, when apart from the draft mode, which is, let me tell you about draft mode, okay? Draft mode is designed, or apparently supposedly supposed to be, so that you can play with the best players in the world. You know, you can play with Ronaldo, you can play with Messi, you know, you can do all that without having the coins to necessarily buy them. That's what it's supposed to do. However, with the demo, it's a great facade, because I've been playing the demo a lot and I've really enjoyed it. However, you know, I'm not seeing any Manchester United players, I'm not seeing any, you know, Milan players, I don't think. I mean, it's clear that it's not a whole package. And then I saw a Spencer FC video where he's actually playing the real draft mode, and it's insane. I mean, there are times when you are, first you have to pay coins to enter the draft mode. You have to pay 15,000 coins just to play the draft. I thought it was going to be a free thing just so that you could, you know, have fun, you know. But no, it costs 15,000 coins. That's 2 rare gold packs, premium gold packs, for those of you who don't know. 15,000 coins just to enter the thing, or of course 300 FIFA points. Oh yeah, scumbags. Anyway, so you have to pay to get into it, and then once you play, they have you not just access to the best players in the game. You have access to every player in the game. So there are times when you actually draft, and you don't have any rare golds, and not even like 75, 76 rare golds. We're talking like full-on non-rare golds. There are even some silvers in there. Okay, and I get it. I get that there's some that are necessary in order to make the draft system work. Obviously, you're not going to be able to draft Messi or Ronaldo each round. I get that. However, the fact that they are making it so that you can't even draft half-decent players kind of pisses me off, and I would expect nothing less from a corrupt corporation like E-fucking-A. So that's why the whole draft thing there is just, I'm really liking the demo. I'm enjoying playing it, but I'm also ashamed of what the what should I say? I'm ashamed of the fact that they're trying to you know, bait and switch us. That's the term I was looking for. They're trying to bait and switch us, man. They're basically going, okay, well, this is going to be this great new draft mode, and this is what it's going to be, and then, oh, nope, it's going to be completely fucked, and fuck you. And I'm sick of it. So, and they've also, and that's just for the Ultimate Team, of course, which is the most popular game mode. There's also the career mode. They're like, oh, we've livened up career modes. We've made it so that, you know, you can win money from the preseason tournaments. We've made it so that you can actually train younger players and increase their shooting and stuff, which really should help them out. And that's fine. Theoretically, that's great. You know, career mode has certainly been a bitch for a while. It's probably my most favorite game mode because I can live out the fantasies that I want to live out while playing FIFA. You know, I can be the manager of Manchester United. I can become a professional football player. That's what draws me to career mode more than, you know, say Ultimate Team, because theoretically, yeah, I could play with Messi and Ronaldo on the same team, but it's actually easier to achieve and free to do that on a career mode rather than doing it with Ultimate Team. So anyway, so I'm welcome to the career mode changes and everything, but I also understand that it's EA doing these career mode changes, and I don't think it's going to be very different than before. You know, you look at the NBA 2K16, the whole Spike Lee joint thing, where it's like unreal levels of realism. Oddly enough, you know, what they're doing is making it so that, you know, your career is your career. I personally don't want it to be that in depth. I kind of feel like I want my brain to do that for me. I don't want to watch a movie about my life playing out as a player, because I'm not that. I probably wouldn't do that in those situations or whatever. But I digress. So I'm not too keen on the supposed changes of career mode. I think that they could be good and they're welcome, but I feel like EA might just be, you know, bait and switching us like they always are, especially with this foot draft mode. I'm not too fond of the new Ultimate Team draft or Ultimate Team. You know, it doesn't seem too different. And so there's really not a whole lot else except for like off the ball dribbling and of course just the tweaks in gameplay, like, you know, are headers OP or are they not OP? Are chip through balls OP or are they not OP? Apart from all of that, there's really only one feature that pleases me, that appeals to me, that makes me want to go, yes, I want to do this, and that's the women's national teams. And from this demo, it seems that the women's national teams are freaking awesome, okay? What they've done is they haven't made it so they're like, oh, these are what the women are actually like when compared to men, or anything like that. They're like, no, this is how good these players are. Abby Wambach is an 88 rated player, and I think that's amazing because she actually is 88 rated in my opinion. You know, regardless of how she would perform against the men and all that, and that's why the whole thing is bullshit with, you know, FIFA Ultimate Team, because it's just like, why not just make them what they are and put them in the game? I don't know. It just reeks of sexism. But it is the first time women are being introduced into FIFA 16, so that's good. And I'm so happy that they're finally in the game. The thing is, there's only 12 teams, and there are only the 12 national teams. So, and you can only play them, I think, in certain modes. They're not in FIFA Ultimate Team. They're not in career mode. You can only play them like head-to-head, and I think online seasons you can play them, but only against other women's teams. So it's not like you can have the United States women's national team against Real Madrid or anything online. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it all works out as far as playing. I'm definitely going to be doing a women's series on FIFA 16 on my gaming channel, Possum McAwesome. Subscribe. And so I'll figure out how the women's modes work the best, and I'll facilitate a series rather, on my channel to do that. Because I really am enjoying playing with these women, and that's the thing. These women feel great. You know, I mean, you can see throughout the game here. I mean, Alex Morgan is actually pouncing on balls like we know she can. Wambach is sick at headers, you know, like we know she is. You know, Rapinoe is rapid. You know, you can feel that these are really good, tight players, and you know, it's good that EA has actually done well to make them be good to play with. And that's the thing. They could have easily just, you know, thrown it out the door and been like, yeah, you know what, let's just, you know, copy and paste other players, you know, copy and paste them, just, you know, just to quiet the people who are complaining about a lack of women. But they didn't. They actually, you know, put the time and effort into making these women feel like they do in real life, make it seem like how they respond and everything. And so that's going to be really refreshing. I'm glad that they have the U.S. national team in the demo here. I'm really enjoying playing as them. I don't think I'm going to play as anybody else but the U.S. women's national team, at least not until the full game comes out. I mean, I'm not really interested in playing as Germany. So yeah, I'm excited the women are in the game, and as far as women actually getting their just due in the world of football, that's definitely happening. I feel like there will be certain detractors. There will be, you know, people who say, "Oh, well, women's football is a joke. It's not as good as the men's and everything," and they're frankly wrong. They're frankly wrong when people who say that. The game is growing, and I'm really happy about that. It's certainly growing in the United States. You know, there's always a big upturn in the United States in soccer when the women do well, because the men, yeah, we always do well. You know, we always do our just, you know, play, but it's not like we're, you know, amazing. The women's team are amazing. We had 91, we had 99, now we have 2015. You know, we've done incredibly well as far as the women's circuit goes, and I feel like that's more beneficial even than the men doing well, because it shows that not only is soccer entertaining and fun, but also everybody can get into it. It ain't just a boys thing; it's a girls thing too. It's everybody's thing. So that's really good for the benefit of the game on the whole. You know, especially the women's exposure. That's top notch. And this is just one step. Having them in FIFA 16 is just another step to making women's soccer more prominent. Now, is it possible the game doesn't feature women in the future? Yeah. If it doesn't prove popular to the masses, EA is gonna cut it. You know, it's just another part of their budget, and they want to make as much profit as possible because they're dirty bastards. Hopefully, though, I think from the way they've handled it so far, they could even grow. You know, we could finally have women in Ultimate Team. They can incorporate more women's teams, women's clubs. You know, it could grow into something special, because it is so much fun to play as women in the game as it is. Of course, this is just the demo. Everything could be different by the final game, and that's something I'm really worried about. You know, the game's coming out Tuesday. It's coming out in a week. I'm gonna buy it. I don't know what else I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna buy it, and I'm gonna see what I can do, because I want to make videos for you fine people. I want to do what I can for you all, and I want to just I want to have fun, and I want you guys to share in the fun with me. Now, historically, EA, FIFA, and I do not get along, but I'm hoping that's going to change. I'm going to be as positive as I can for you guys, and make the best videos I can for you guys, try and have the most amount of fun, and, you know, stream. And once YouTube gaming comes along, I'll be streaming a lot of FIFA, so be sure to stick around for that. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to smash that like button, make it your bitch. Also, subscribe so you don't miss any new content here on United Troy and Possum McAwesome, excuse me. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye!